Hello, hello. Okay, first things first. I'm the realist. We're not allowed to say anything different after that phrase is spoken in this house. Hello, hello. Yeah, the thing was all smudgy. Okay. Happy Friday night hangout. This is for all signs, all placements, and we're gonna go from fire signs through to water signs. Let's see what else said. I will announce the placements. It's just, if it resonates, take it. When you find it, it's when you're supposed to find it. Listen, your guides are bored. They are bored and they want something to do. So they're going to get you to the messages that you're supposed to hear when you're supposed to hear them. So whenever you find this, that's when it's meant for you. And hello, everybody. And so, yeah. And so if it doesn't fit and if it feels like it triggers you or makes you feel fear in any way, it's probably not for you. If you're in a happy relationship and I'm talking about some kind of like post-breakup thing, probably not for you. So don't worry about assigning everything because I said your placement. Also, 1 through 12 zodiacs correspond with 1 through 12 houses. So if you have a 4th house sun or moon and I'm reading for Cancer, that might apply to you. So whatever, like I said, whatever. And if I'm reading for Capricorn and you've got 0 Capricorn and nothing in the 10th house, but it feels like it's resonating, that's just your guides getting you where you're supposed to be. I'm going to give away 2 readings. I'm going to do one halfway through because I realize that I appreciate my European community a lot. Y'all are the MVPs staying up to some ungodly hour to listen to my shenanigans. So, since it's unrealistic to think that any of you are awake at the time that I finish, I'm going to give away one reading halfway through and then the second one at the end after Pisces. So I'll do one after Capricorn and then one after Pisces, which is halfway through for us because we go through elements. Juan is always like, he is our greeter. He is OG community along with some others here, but Juan's really helpful. And we have our moderator, Lee. If you're new, say hi. Because yeah, it's 1 a.m. already. I don't know how you all do it. Yeah, you're sleeping and watching. That's amazing from the UK. Okay, so let me just say hi to everybody. Hi, Juan and Latanya and Anya, Maricela. Hi, Stacy. Stacy is also a moderator. We don't really need them in this community. Hi, Stella. Hi, Gibbs. And Tanya. Hi, Patricia and Zoe and Dolly and Amber. We don't, Anastasia, hi. We don't tend to really need them. Hi, Adva. In this, hi, Saturn Mare. We don't tend to need them in here. Hi, Starla. Because, one, I usually have that whole, like, we don't accept any stunk energy thing before I go live. But also, I never want my moderators to have to deal. If I see something really problematic, I'll probably handle it myself. My Aries moon doesn't mind. If you are new and watching this, say hi to everybody. I'm gonna grab, hold on. I'm gonna grab a glass of water really quick before I start because I realized that is what I forgot. I'll be right back. Okay, super quickie. I'm back. Thanks all for waiting. Okay. Well, if anyone acted up, if you guys all look at me as like teacher was gone from the classroom, I already know who's going to act up. Number one on the list, alien. Alien's acting up. Hi, Dana. A little Latanya, but in a very not harmful way. Okay. So the last thing I want to say is, if you go backwards to watch something, make sure you speed up at the end, because then your Wi-Fi is going to be off. When I'm doing contests to give away readings, you're going to feel like, hey, my answer was first. But it won't be. It'll be because there's a lag in the internet, because you think you will be caught up, but you won't be. The teacher's lounge. Okay. We're going to get started with Aries. Oh, also, I lied. There are more. I am doing Gemini and Capricorn tomorrow. And then, hey, Kit. And then Sunday, Connie, Joe, and I are doing the third and final part of the Progressed Moon Astrology. We do have something planned that's possibly a 2 or 3 parter for after that. And then we've had some suggestions, but please make your suggestions in any comment of any video I've done, not in the chat here. I won't see them because I'm concentrating. But yes, the third one of that. And then I know people want something on solar returns, annual perfections. We could just really do something on timing, I think. Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay, Aries. Starting with Aries, and it's the 2 tarot cards I'm reading, unless it pops out 3, and then we'll take an oracle card for each sign as well. I gotta tell you, using my Love is Love deck, we have the Page of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. My Aries placements, my first house placements. If you feel like, and how could you not? We had the Libra full moon, obviously, accessing Aries energy. We had the Cazimi with the Jupiter and the Sun together. We've had the Sun and Chiron together. It's been a lot in Aries energy. On top of that, the Cancer Mars is now squaring all the Aries energy. To top it off, if you're born in the 5-year period that and you're for 5 years, Aries was in, Chiron was in Aries back in the 60s and early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. If you are part of that group, you are also experiencing a Chiron return. And Chiron has been, and it'll stay, we're only about halfway through, of Chiron in Aries, because it just keeps retrograding. So Aries energy, you could definitely feel like something's running you over again. I likened it to If you're an East Coaster, or if you've ever visited the East Coast and gone to the beach and have gotten taken in by a wave in the Atlantic Ocean and catch the undertow, and it the second you get on your feet, if you're not quick enough, you can get taken again. And it can feel like that. Chiron in Aries, the return, just kind of getting beat up again and again. You may feel like you have been starting all over in a relationship. There may be a relationship that you've been either waiting on or have had glimmers of hope for, and it may feel like you're back to the drawing board, kind of, with a lot of things, with money, with where you thought you were, because especially for the group that got hit early with Chiron when it first ingressed into Aries, that would have been in 2020. And Mars was retrograded in Aries at the time as well. So this could have felt like you've been on a journey from 2020 till now. And the last couple of months, you could have felt like everything's finally coming together. And then all of a sudden, it could have felt like the rug getting pulled out from you again. After you did all this work and all the healing and did all your Chiron work and all of that. Whatever it feels like, you have to approach with this new, fresh version of you. You've gone through the warrior stage. You've gone through the softer stage. All of that. That Page of Pentacles does develop into the Ten of Pentacles, the happy ending card, the abundance, the feeling safe and comfortable and settled in your home. I suspect for a lot of you, mid-May is when you're going to really, I think this is a message of hope to all Aries placements and first house placements, because they feel like you're having to like start all over again. And I don't think you're going to see a glimmer of this Ten of Pentacles until mid-May. It might feel a little white knuckly, if that makes any sense. You might feel a little like, I cannot believe I have to start all over again, or I cannot, I need a break. I need to breathe. But that Ten of Pentacles is coming. That abundance is coming. And the Ten of Pentacles is also the happy home. It also can look like love. It can look like the stability that maybe has felt like it's thwarted your whole life, that you get close to. And I know it's hard to speak these words, to say, I'm telling you, there's stability coming. I don't think you're going to see all of the Ten of Pentacles vibration, feeling results in mid-May, but I think you're going to start to really see it, start to settle in. I'm not, they're coming, blah, 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 blah. You know, this time they're coming back, or, and I understand, the pragmatic part of me understands that people get tired of hearing like, oh, it's all going to be okay. This month is going to be the month. Next month is going to be the month. So I almost feel foolish trying to deliver you all a message of, it feels like you're such a long way off. Hi, Melissa. It feels like you're such a long way off, but what you're doing right now is like all the right things. And for some of you, you've pulled away from somebody that's really hard to pull away from. You've called back your energy. It still leads to a happy, it still leads to this happy ending. Let's get an oracle card for this. Again, I feel almost silly saying to you, you know, it's everything you're doing is going to lead to that result that you've been waiting for. It's not just what you want. I feel like this is what you've been waiting for. Oh, that ring's going to rip out all my hair. All right, let's get an oracle card. Just what the Aries group wants to hear. Patience. I know we know what patience means, but let's see what the actual card has to say. I feel like this is especially for those, no matter what sign you are, that you're just like, I give up. I'm going to enjoy what I have. I'm expecting nothing else to come at me because expectation is just the quickest way for me to feel sad or not enough, or, you know, waiting for somebody to break down your door to make the effort. And you just feel like it's easier this way. That's what I just keep hearing. It's easier this way. But the message is to have patience. Patience does not mean that you do nothing. On the contrary, you need to be aware of several aspects of the circumstances that you are facing. Patience requires you to stop pushing, rushing, and creating potentially explosive situations. Instead, it asks you to see the bigger picture and become aware of the ingredients that might be missing. If you are impatient with a particular person, just give them space. Avoid jumping to conclusions and making up stories about a person or a situation. You have all the opportunity. Always look for the truth of the situation, which is what is. Focus on that. Put your energy on you. Patience can also be connected to health. If you are recovering from anything, or a new diet or exercise program you have embarked on. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. Woo, I always forget to not look at the screen with those on. Hi, Gemini love. This is going to be a collective message at 1907. Talking about this in a client session this week. If you all need to have evidence that energy really, really works, pull your energy back from somebody. Right? We're taught, especially for women, we are taught, you know, be less available, be elusive, play hard to get, right? But what's really happening there is pulling back your energy is felt by somebody you've been giving your energy to. And they may not know what that's about, but they just know it's different all of a sudden. So if ever you had to work real hard after a long time to kind of get somebody out of your daily thoughts, or just move on. And then all of a sudden, once you've really like released it and you feel good and you're opening up and all of a sudden you're starting to find other people attractive, it's releasing the energy. Boom. Sliding in the DMs. That's when we hear from them. It is not the trick of play hard to get and there they come. That's crap. It is the fact that that is how real energy is. We all have these energetic either abundance or like a vortex around us that is built by the things we expect in a day. Do I expect to see my kids every day and have conversation with them? Yes, I expect that. If they all of a sudden weren't in my home for a week, I would miss that. My energy would be very aware that it's not reacting off of that energy, and that their energy that they willingly give me is not supporting my energetic field right now. I would feel the absence of it. So even if you're out of communication with somebody and you fully pull back your energy, the reason they reach out is they feel it. Even if they don't know what that is. But never ever do you need more evidence of how real energy is of hearing from somebody once you fully pull back. And I don't mean you stop talking to them, you stop texting, you give up, you don't send the funny memes and the emojis. I mean pulling back your energy. Those are two different things. Okay, on to Leos. How are my Leos? Yeah, they'll come in dream state. They'll show up materially. But it's not just the contact. It's literally the releasing them. I call back, and at any time, everybody can say that. I call back all my energy to me from anyone using it with or without my permission. That's it. It's that simple. Leo or fifth house placements. Leos, hello. If you've run back, if you've come later in the video and you're watching this, when you are done, make sure you catch all the way up so you don't miss either of the giveaways. Okay. Let's see. Very interesting. Leo. The Two of Pentacles in reverse. When we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, something feels out of balance. But what is interesting is while there's something making you feel out of balance, we have the Emperor card. Is feeling in charge. Something has happened in your energy. It's interesting. I don't think this is like planned. I don't on anyone's side. But something, as it usually goes in your life, kind of a collaborative, kind of a 2-person, 4-person, whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be a group, but there is more than you involved, and you've never really felt like you've had to take charge before in this. And then all of a sudden, something or someone is so out of balance, and it makes you step up. A little bossy. And what's funny is Leo energy, 5th house energy, what I especially feel is like the bossy part of you is something that you've tried not to do anymore. The bossy part of you, hey Cole, feels like kind of an old part of you you've put to rest, but it calls for it this time. But what's interesting is in this take charge moment for you, it could be something silly. I think for a lot of you, it doesn't feel like all the cards are on the table. It doesn't feel like there's such big, huge stakes. Hi, Lil John. It doesn't feel like there's such huge, big stakes that you're nervous about having to take charge. But however you're stepping up, what's interesting is it's like trying on this kind of position, having this power with this new version of you. And what's interesting is I can feel some of you are exhausted and you're like, I don't want to be in charge of shit, nothing, nada, zip. Thank you. I don't want it. I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy myself. But there is a tenderness happening that makes you step up. This thing is temporary. It's going to go away. This issue, problem, whatever. But what is interesting is during this time, you explore a nook and a cranny. Sorry, those are the words they're giving me. A nook and a cranny that you have not about yourself yet. You are... It feels like prior to this, whenever you had to take leadership, there was some kind of resentment or drama involved, and there's none this time. And even when it comes at you, you handle it in a way where you're not taking it personal. Forgive me. There's a modicum of apathy that allows you now, the lack of other people's opinions mattering as much, that allows you to fully step into power in a situation and enjoy a part of yourself that you haven't wanted to revisit prior. Hello, Odette. So like this mini crisis, this thing, for a couple of you, it's a crisis, but for most of you, it's a mini crisis. To some people, it would not even seem like a big deal, but to the person involved that you have to kind of, that sets this whole thing out of balance, they really appreciate you stepping up like this. But there's a liberation, there's a decompression, and there is a fear that gets like completely eradicated for you in this moment. And the beautiful thing is that when this mini crisis goes away, because it will, you are left with like feeling free. I don't even think this involves another person so much. It will involve everyone you ever meet for the rest of your life, because you become unbothered by so much that would get under your skin and annoy you and allow you to like take joy out of a moment or whatever. This is a new level of unbothered. There's so much around it, and I hate that I'm having a hard time putting into words, but you're left with a huge gift out of this very unbalanced situation. And it's like forever a part of you. It will affect how you deal with everyone from here on out, like in a great way. Let's get an oracle for that. That did not take too long. Adjustment. Let's see what we have here. Oh, there are numbers on here. By the way, I need one more week, and I developed a moon planner so that we can all, I don't know why, but I was just thinking to ask anybody else in the fire signs if they felt a little zonked this week with the Kazemi and then Cancer, Mars for Aries especially. Hi, Kirsten. But if anybody else felt the moon phases this week, just along with, there was just a lot of energy. So depending on how it hit your chart, Sag was being squared by the Pisces, Saturn. Aries is being squared by the Cancer and Mars. So a lot of the fire signs are kind of feeling quite a bit right now. So I was thinking about that because that is what I'm creating the moon journal to be. It literally has a part for you to write down how you physically felt and how you emotionally felt through the different moon phases, so you can track it. For me personally, I know sometimes you'll hear all over social media like, oh, you're going to be so productive this day, or it's such a good day to manifest. It depends on your placements, quite frankly. That's not going to feel that way. So if there's a certain phase of the moon or something along those lines that's coming up, you'll be able to know that is not a day to take on the whole world, to do a huge list, but on this day, that's a day I'm really productive. But anyway, when that's up, I'll just put a community post up. Let's see. Adjustment. Isn't she gorgeous? The priestess of wisdom pauses to look over her shoulder as she receives owl guidance about adjustments to make before moving forward. When this card appears in your spread, pay attention to the cards around it, for these represent issues you need to be considering now. So things out of balance and the power that you have, Leos. This card makes a pause in your energy. It's time to contemplate what you've been doing and determine any changes that would prove beneficial. Reflection and course correction now are wiser than charging full steam ahead. Again, I feel like this is going to be something really unexpected, Leos, and all of a sudden you're going to have this power in a situation. It might be a social situation where, again, prior you might have experienced resentment or drama from other people because all of a sudden you're the one with the power. But I just don't feel like, it matters how other people are coming at you about this. And I just feel like there's a gift at the end of this for sure. All right, let's look at Sagittarius. How are my Sagittarians doing? Sagittarius and ninth house placements. If you were watching this, Sagittarius, because you came in later and you scrolled back, make sure when you're done listening to this that you get up to date so you don't miss out on any giveaways. Hey, Patty. Sagittarius. Ask me if I went to an optometrist yet. Okay. Okay, Sagittarius. We have Page of Wands, a new start in a new way. Probably something that you didn't think you had a restart, or that you wouldn't be starting over again with, but starting over with something in a new way. And the other thing is waiting, patience. You all know 7 of Pentacles is I ate my Cracker Jacks. Where's my lick-on tattoos? I really, really want to pull a third card for this. I'm going to. I want a subject on what we're being. Something has started all over again. So we're going to say, guides, if this is about love, give me cups. If it's about work stuff, give me pentacles. If it's just about communication in general in a relationship, but not love, please give me swords. And if you just feel like you have to start all over again, generally in life, we'll take wands. Listen, it's the Three of Wands and it's in reverse. When I get the Three of Wands, it's about the fact that there was a decision made based on certain factors. Those factors have changed, Sagittarius. It is not what it once was. This is not my beautiful wife. This is not my beautiful home. Things were not the way that they either were before, they've simply actually changed, or the optimism that Sagittarius has did not carry through because, you know, you're also not in charge of other people's free will. But we have two wands here. There's the starting all over. Whatever decisions were made originally, give yourself permission to redo it, to rethink it, reimagine it, restructure it, all of it. We are in the shadow of a Mercury retrograde. You're not going to get as quick results as you like. For some of you, I'm supposed to say that when you don't get the results as quickly as you like, it's not supposed to be permission to go back to the other thing that you know had a dead end to it. It had run its course. When we get wands, that could be work or it could be relationship. I was hoping for something more specific. But the thing is whatever this is, it was big. The decision was made a year or a couple of years ago. This isn't like last week's decision making leading you to where you are now. You'll know if this is for you, if the idea of having to redo this or going back and making different decisions or restructuring feels exhausting at the thought of it, then this is for you. Let's pull, let's get into the wisdom of the hidden realms. Yeah, it just feels like a whole, like, I do not want to start this over. But it's also just not being as beneficial as it should have been the way you had it constructed to begin with. Okay. Oof. We have the Chess Queen. Now, she came upside down, and these cards actually have, not all Oracle cards do, but these do have a reading for upside down. But I'm going to hold it right side up so you can see how pretty the picture is. When the Chess Queen arrives to challenge you, it simply means that you're living too much in your head, planning, scheming, and strategizing for what your future will look like and how will it unfold. And remember saying, man plans and God laughs. You cannot know the power and the beauty that is meant for you until you let go and ask for divine guidance. The laws of cause and effect apply here. Don't dictate what you want, as your wants may not be in your highest good. Instead, ask for the miracles set aside for you and you alone. What does Spirit want for you? What do your guides want for you? Perhaps it's time to let go and turn your life over to the care of a higher power. Struggling in cyclical ways makes you feel like you are losing. You can never lose when Spirit plays the game of life on your behalf. I like that. Yeah, there feels like an impatience here, and it feels whatever you're doing isn't working, right? Don't we say that's the recipe or the definition of crazy, is repeating the same thing, expecting a different outcome. You know that you've exhausted all the ways that what was happening could possibly work. You already know that. And it's going to hurt a little maybe to restructure, re-strategize. But part of that strategy should be asking, what miracles do you have set aside for me? Okay. And again, this feels like a decision you would have made a year or a couple of years ago, and now you know that it just didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. What do we have on the floor? Oh, Lord. All right. We're getting those. Hold on. Okay. Nothing like a little major arcana. We are on Gemini. Now, Gemini, if you've been paying attention, you will remember that I have been saying that I feel like your readings lately are talking about like a big thing coming, a big change. These readings are for a long time. They're not for a week, or I don't even think a month. The Devil and the Star card. Hey, Heather. Those are big. So the Devil came out first and the Star. And yeah, they both came out upright because I checked. What did I say? Gemini? Okay, well, thank you, Juan. I said Gemini, didn't I? Taurus. We're on Taurus. Sorry, guys. So the Devil and the Star card. This feels a little bit like you're going to be tested one last time. And then now listen. Listen, listen, listen. You have one more eclipse coming. One more eclipse. It's in May. I will tell you in a second exactly what day it is. I want to say it should be in there. I'm finding it. Hold on. There we go. I want to say it's May 14th. There is an eclipse in the Scorpio Taurus axis. May 14th. I talk about this every week. Taurus has had a doozy of a 2 years. And Taurus has Uranus still transiting, and it's going to be there for a while. However, you also have Jupiter coming into your sign, and it's the last eclipse in the Taurus Scorpio axis. With Uranus, with the last eclipse, universe, your guides, the stars are literally begging you to make whatever change you haven't taken your hooves out of the ground that you are fully in. Hi, Zach. That stance that you have about something that's like, I know it might be better that way, but it just doing the thing, making the change. Even if you have mentally and emotionally resolved yourself to making that change right now, Taurus, this Devil card comes to say, what are you going to retreat into comfort? What it's going to tempt you to be like, things aren't that bad. You can stay like this. You can stay in this situation. You can stay in this job. You could stay in this house. You could stay wherever it is. Hi, Danny, that you need to move out of. That the Uranus transits, that the eclipse, that the nodal accesses, that everything in Taurus has been shaking your ground. Tauruses have had a bit of an earthquake. You've got one last one coming. And your guides really want you to fully take advantage, because we have this beautiful star card, healing, divine intervention, wish fulfillment. It doesn't get better than the star card in all of the 78 cards. It really doesn't. I like it better than the sun, quite frankly. It's the star card, so it represents Aquarius. It represents new paths. It represents solutions. Taurus, for some of you, this is a person that you feel tied to in comfort. You feel tied to an obligation. Oh, I'm going to say something so controversial, but a lot of times we stay because we think that's for best for everyone involved. And if we uproot our situation, we're uprooting other people. Like, we don't live in a bubble, right? We don't live in a microcosm. Our actions affect other people. And sometimes those people are younger people. In all of my years, I've never known children to be unaware of energy between their parents. And even recently in a reading, I felt something from somebody's child, and I said, ask them. Ask them what they would prefer. Ask them. And they wanted to move. They were so on board with the shift, but because this child is quiet, ask your kids, Tauruses, because I know that Tauruses, one of the things Taurus do so well is 99% of the time, Taurus is going to be a great parent. And the idea of breaking up the stability for their children seems sinful. And so, but ask your children, because I'm going to tell you this, not all of your kids have that Taurus energy. Ask them, because if that is the thing that is holding you back, ask. I will never ever forget I don't have a lot of Taurus, but the Cancer thing, not wanting, you know, wanting my children to have a home in the same place. And I remember that I kept my name after I was divorced. And my then, I don't know, 8-year-old, and he was 6 when we got divorced. We're just shooting the wind in the house on like any given Tuesday. And he said, but you're a blank, and said my maiden name. And I said, well, no, I'm still the same as you. And he said, that doesn't make any sense. If you're not married to our dad, why do you still have that name? And I said, well, you guys were already going through a divorce. I didn't know if it upset you if I had a different last name than you. So I kept the name so we could all have the same last name. And he looked at me like I was an idiot, 8 years old, and said, I don't care what you call yourself as long as you're my mom. Out of the mouths of babes. That was a very long time ago. That child is really edging up against 30 years old now. And so that taught me a big lesson. And they are showing me that story. I can see that we were in the house, that for some reason when we bought the house, there was carpet in the bathroom. Worst idea ever. But they're showing me in that bathroom with the carpet. I know I'm supposed to share that story with you, Taurus. Whatever that last thing that's saying, no, stay, look, you're going to ruin everything. You're going to ruin everything if we move. Uranus has been in your sign to shake things up. This is what comes next. This is what comes next. Wish fulfillment, solutions, healing. It's on my to-do list now that they're both completely grown to go back and get my maiden name. Totally zero reason for me to have it now. It's just been either it was attached to me professionally or whatever else. Oh, we have a visitor. Hello, sir. I can hear you. He's making bird noises. If you hear bird noises, it's actually just Nikki. Here you are. Are you trying to come up? Are you trying to come up? Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. All right. He was at my feet making bird noises. So can you say hello? Okay. You want to lay right where I have to put cards? We're not going that way. We can sit. Okay. Sorry, guys. Oh, don't rub into the pile of cards, handsome boy. Okay. Let's pull an oracle for Taurus as my Taurus moon fur baby. Hi, Shauna. Okay. Are we, all right, we are relaxing. He is right there. You can probably just see his little ears on the screen right now. I think Taurus deserves an into the woods. Okay, Nikki? We had more thunderstorms today, so. Nah, I think you're sitting on my glass. Oh no, my glasses are on my head. Like, I can't find my glasses. Let's get into the lonely woods. You are such a character. Okay. Death moves amongst us. With the full expression of life comes the knowledge that death walks among us. With every breath and every step dwells the mortality so many fear. Do not deny this step. Do not deny this ending. Honor those who have left this life with ceremony, ritual, and respect. Acknowledge that they are no longer here in the same way, for there will be many deaths in your life. Learn to live with this truth so that death is not fearful. Okay, you're going to knock everything down, buddy. Sit here and read with me. So that death is not a fearful enemy, but a gateway to another life. You have been so many forms. Before we can become again, we must pass through death's gateways and let the endings happening and let our souls wander free so we can wisely choose what comes next on our path. You, dude. He is making my computer do all kinds of things. Nicholas.
Here's Nicholas.
You cannot lay on the keyboard, babe. I will make all this room for you, but you cannot, I know. He keeps rubbing his head. This is what he does during sessions too, especially if I'm dealing with somebody who's going like really through something. He rubs himself into the computer, like while somebody is expressing some kind of painful thing they went through. Okay, honey, you can stay right there. That's fine. Oh, he will not catch mice. There's no way he's catching mice. If he and Gus from Cinderella ever met, they'd be besties. I'm pretty sure the mice would scare him. Everything scares him. Hi, baby. So we are now on Virgo. We're going to use the good tarot. Okay. Ooh. We have a Knight of Pentacles and the Magician. Looks like Santa Claus. He's so handsome. That is a Taurus. That Magician is a Taurus. Of course, I think Santa Claus is kind of a Taurus. But that's why we leave them cookies. The Knight of Pentacles and the Magician, Virgo. It's giving me the Sagittarius vibes of like something's coming slowly, painfully slowly. Yes, it's been something you're working on. It feels like there's some frustration. And again, to that detail, to that end, a Virgo is going to do the research of, you know, how to manifest. What am I doing wrong? First thing Virgos look at, everybody thinks Virgos are know-it-alls and they're going to tell you how to do everything right and everything wrong. That can be kind of true, but they're the first ones to themselves, maybe not out loud, of what are they doing wrong? Am I manifesting wrong? Am I blocking my manifestation? It's just really taking a long time to come in. Like, ridiculously long, annoyingly long. But whatever it is, Virgo, that you have in your plans, this is absolute confirmation that it is coming. It's just, again, annoyingly slow. Let's get an oracle card that we can really read for Virgo, because I kind of want to, I'm just going to pull a card to see. Okay, Seven of Wands. There's someone you're possibly advocating for or that you don't want to advocate for any longer. It felt like in the beginning that was the right thing to do, was to advocate for this person or this situation. I'm like, of course I'll help. And now all of a sudden it's just become, hi baby, it's just become more of a drain, and I don't think that you feel appreciated. This has zero to do with, I think that you are questioning. It's like two things going on. There is somebody draining your energy a little bit. But that's not what's blocking. There's nothing blocking your manifestation. It's just that Knight of Pentacles says it's taking a very long time to come. Like longer than it should. Longer than it should, absolutely. But you're beating yourself up trying to look for what you're doing wrong or who you're giving all of your energy to, which you should do anyway, but it's not what's blocking the manifestation. It's just taking a really long time to come in. I'm going to do a whole video about manifestation and what's the difference between manifestation, like good energy, and toxic positivity. But especially for Virgo right now, there's nothing that you're doing that's like wrong or and that person that you're like all of a sudden aware that this was like might have been the right decision at one point, but you're not being appreciated. And the thing is, they're not taking your advice. They're like not, you're advocating for them, but they're not doing anything with it. So nothing's really changing. And so there are two separate issues. I feel like you have them together and you're like blaming yourself. You're trying to figure out what you're doing wrong. So that you can get your manifestation to come in, but you're not really doing anything wrong. Okay, let's pull Wisdom of the Oracle. Lee, are you still here? Oh, wow. Yep, that makes sense. Let's read for this one. Hi. I think since... Okay, we're going to sit down again. Great, thank you. I'm I just need my glasses. Thank you. Loyal heart. This is the oracle for Virgo. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. You say bye-bye, Nikki. Ow. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith. You are divinely protected and divinely directed. If this is for a relationship, your partnerships and friendships and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Where is your honest devotion and your loyal heart? How is it being shown to you in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. Hey, Jessica. Okay. We are on to Capricorn. We're going to do these guys for Capricorn. I try to have everything on my desk. Like, everything's also like a pile, a leaning tower of cards right now. That's why I got very nervous when he just started to rub himself into all of those cards. And then after Capricorn, we're going to give away a reading. Capricorn or 10th house placements. And if you're coming backwards to watch this, please make sure you catch up again so you don't miss out on any giveaways. I'll be giving a one after this, after Capricorn, and after Pisces. So this is from all my European people and people in different time zones that are up in the middle of the night. I'm rooting you on. Okay, so very interesting. The Three of Cups kept showing itself, and then it popped back in as things, you'll shuffle sometimes, it'll jump back and jump back in, but then it flipped out. So we have the Three of Cups along with the Nine of Cups. And I love the Nine of Cups, Capricorn people and 10th house people. Because the Nine of Cups means like you feel really good by yourself. If somebody else brings you just one little cup of love, then you have the 10 of Cups, not because you were waiting for somebody else to bring you 8 cups or 6 cups or 5 cups. Like, you're good and somebody's just going to add and share to it. That's really beautiful. Now, this Three of Cups, Three of Cups can go so many ways. It is triangulation. It is like, 3 is the magic number. It's also, I just decided I'm going to give away the last reading before the end of Pisces. I have my reasons. The Three of Cups can also mean reunion. Now, it can mean brotherhood or sisterhood or support. But the Three of Cups, they're usually toasting, or there's rejoicing in the card. The Three of Cups came out first. For some of you Capricorns and 10th house placements, this is a romantic reunion. For quite a bit of you, this is also This is like a friendship or something with a sibling that's been out of communication for quite a while. There might be a reunion with a friend that when you ended it, it maybe had been a little ugly. But both of you are in different places. Both of you are like kind of settled into yourselves more, so that the words that they said, probably, it feels like this was a fight. Like somebody said something to you that kind of stung. But it's been so long and life has happened. There might have been like loss of parents. There might have been just loss of people. Life might have gotten turned upside down for them or for you. But for whatever the reason is, this is opening the door to reunion. And part of that is because we are not depending on these people for our sense of self. We are not depending on this friend, because when they hit you hard, it hurt. When they struck you, you felt it, because this is somebody whose opinion you did care about, you know? This is somebody whose opinion you did care about. For those of you that are going to have a romantic reunion, I don't feel like this is somebody from last month or last year. I feel like this is... It's weird. High Venus energy, it's I keep picking up the energies of two people that were so combustible that they were like moth to a flame for each other. God, 5-10 years ago, maybe 15. I don't feel like it's like last year or last month. And now, again, the same thing. There's been so much maturity internally and emotionally that like the way that you used to clash. And I see somebody saying, yeah, no thanks. I gotta say, for a couple of you 10th house and Capricorn placements, this is somebody that you would say no thanks to. And you're going to be shocked at their change, because like they're okay. They're not looking to have their ego stroked every 5 minutes. They don't need to exert power because they're feeling insecure by making you feel powerless with something. There's a big change, whether this is a friendship or a romantic thing, but I feel like there's a lot of years. I feel like there's a lot of years. Okay. Let's pull an oracle for... I'm going to take a black Moon Lilith astrology card. And then we're going to give away a reading. And then I'm going to give another one away, but I'm not saying when. I'm going to give a second one away, but I'm not going to say when. I think I'm just going to make it all different times from now on. Fire element, desire. Let's see what this one has to say. Give me 1 second. I would think they'd be right in the beginning. Here we go. Okay. There are changes coming, new movement. Look for them to be quick. The element of fire in astrology is all about beginnings, our passions, and how fast we get our energy moving. That's the thing. I really feel like I have to look at you guys like this because otherwise it'll make me go cross-eyed. I really feel like this person, either in friendship or in romance, I promise you that right now they're on your hail to the gnaw list. They are on the do not answer. You might even have them marked on your phone as, you know, do not respond. They're going to come in and it's going to come in quick and surprise. I feel like it's going to surprise you, Capricorn, in 10th house placements. Fire scorches away impurities, clearing a landscape for new growth and leaving the area healthier and stronger. Yes. I know y'all think I'm crazy right now, but I'm telling you that's what I feel. That's what I'm getting, and that's what I'm seeing. All right, let's give away a reading. I'm going to give away a 15-minute, and then I think I'm going to give away a 30-minute. I have to make a 15-minute like giveaway thing. Let's give me 1 second so all this doesn't fall over. Okay. Running out of room, kids. Okay. What should I do? Should we do giveaway because of a color? Yeah? Okay. You're going to guess a color. So I'm going to ask you to tune in to my energy. Let's everyone take a deep breath. And see what you get. Guess a color. Okay, go. Simple. It was white. All right. Whoever, hi Brianna, and I have Anya, you guys right next to each other guessing white. Oh, that's probably because of the, does it look, it's white. You guys are right next to each other. So Brianna and Anya both. Hi. Hi, Yoli. Hi. Hi, Adelaida. So both of you email me. Brianna and Anya. Stella, I see where you said it too, so I know you have some readings coming up, so we can just add a little time to one of your readings. Okay. Let's get back. I'm going to give another one, but I'm not going to say when. Okay. Let's do... What are we on? Now we're on Gemini. And did we get both people, or did we get a couple from Europe? Because I always feel like the European people, I never thought about that. I give it away so late. Break up how we do things. Thank you, all my over the pond lovelies. I see you all saying goodnight. Okay. I know Stella, I know you are. Pretty sure Anya is. I know Annika is. I know Alien is. Okay. If you're comfortable, just say like where you're at. Okay, okay. So interesting. We have both the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Listen. When you get these two nines, it means that, especially Nine of Pentacles is reaping your rewards, and Nine of Wands is defending what you've built. Geminis, I'm not gonna lie. You have a big decision to make. Oh, I love this. Excuse me, I'm interrupting. Utah, Israel, Iowa, Portugal, Cincinnati, UK, California, Ohio, Kansas, Flint, 2 Michigans, Charlotte, North Carolina, Louisiana, Ontario. I was going to say 2 Louisianas. Hey, we have a couple of people. New York. Yeah, Old York. That's exactly right. You guys should all like make nice in the chat there and see if anybody if there's anyone that's neighbors. When you have these 2 nines like this, you're gonna have, there's a choice. Gemini, and I mean your sign represents choice. Geminis, there's so much abundance, but this is something you worked for, quite frankly. And I feel like you worked for it for a while. I don't think it came easy, Geminis. And so now it depends on what you do with this, because there is a need to defend it. It feels like this might be a controversial choice for some of you. This might be... It almost feels like for you to fully step in to a place where you love the life that you have to hurt some feelings, but damn. What you make, what gets created after that moment is over is so good. It's so good, Geminis. I feel like you've been to hell and back, like to the war. And you should be proud of yourself. Like, they're showing me badges. I don't know why they're showing me badges, but they're showing me badges. But like, just to be clear, not like badges of some official capacity. They're showing me like badges on a sash. Like if you're a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout and you get badges. I don't know what that means. Oh, I want to take another job. We're doing Gemini tomorrow, so I'm sure we'll get more of a full read that way. I kind of really want to know what this choice is about. It's going to be different for some of you. It feels similar to Taurus, where it's like the choice is kind of made in your head. The choice is kind of made in your heart. It's certainly made in how you picture things, how you want them to be. But the steps haven't been taken yet to like make them happen in the 3D. I love this conversation. Okay. It's so good. It's so good once you just have to do the thing, say the thing, make your feelings known, and then it's happening. In your head, it's already happening, but it's not really happening. But it's so good, but you're gonna have to hurt some feelings. That sounds shitty. Let's get, but I don't think so. Let's do Sacred Rebels for Gemini. Or maybe not. Is it accurate? I never know. I kind of feel like I don't know who I'm talking about when I'm doing this, and you guys are like, how do you do that? I don't. It's your guides giving me the words. Woo! This card. Oh, good. Big letters. I can do it without glasses. Wahoo. And I was smart. I ate a huge lunch, so I'm not hungry. This card. Look at this. These cards are amazing. I would really like to find out if they do more. But if somebody's making an oracle deck right now, you can't just produce them. Like they have to come to you. Releasing allegiances. It is time to hold on to yourself and let go of another. Yep. Even if it is just for a time, you have gained all that was meant to be from that connection, at least for now. You have given all that you have received. The need to let go does not deny the value of what has been acquired. It is more that the time has come for a greater productivity, creativity, and abundance. 9 of Pentacles. And a consciousness in your life. Look at that card. Those are, if you can't tell, by the way, they're like flies all over her. It's a big decision and it's a hard decision and it's going to get a little ugly and then it's going to get real good. Lee, if you can hear me, I drank all of my water. I literally got a glass of water and downed it. If I could get another water, that would be amazing. Okay. Libras. We have strength in reverse and universe in reverse. Listen, Linda, listen. It's time to rest right now. Things are going to change, and boy, are they ever. Libra and 7th house placements, but especially, specifically for Libra placements, I'm going to tell you that you're about to have an eclipse in your axis. That's 1. 2, on July 13th, the nodes switch over to the South Node on Libra. And I keep talking about this and I keep saying, hey, Denise, you have a sweet spot right now. Prepare, because when that South Node runs across your placements, it's going to bring up old things. It might make you uncomfortable so that you want to retreat to comfort. But right now is about looking around to see who's still cheering you on. There's going to be a change. I mean, when the nodes move through your placements, change is coming. Right before the nodal axis changes, everything's going to run through Cancer. Mars is in Cancer now, but eventually, right, Venus just went into Gemini. So you're going to have Venus squaring your sign not too far away. And all of that energy squaring is going to be... pushing you. The Cancer Mars right now squaring your energy is pushing you to just kind of get things weeded out. As much as you can, focus and I know this is hard to say to Libras, focus only on what truly can benefit you right now. Because the pullback that you're going to feel when the South nodes run over your placement is probably more going to be relationship focused. So right now, do what you can to do career, living arrangements, money, all of that. Now is a good time to, when Venus and Mars are both squaring, that's a lot of energy. Use it to propel you. Try to get prepared for this summer, for July, when the nodal axis completely switches. Other changes are coming. Rest up in the relationship department, romantic relationship department, if you can. I'm certainly not supporting for you to be a people pleaser or ignore somebody walking over your boundaries. Not at all. But what I am saying is don't go looking for the fights. Don't go looking for, is everything okay? Because things are going to change. You're going to do so much better if you let things completely unfold instead of getting upset about every little thing that you see, suspect, smell, that's different, that feels different. Everything's going to feel different. You're starting an eclipse season. Remember what I said to Taurus? But for right now, for what's coming up, Venus and Mars can both help you kind of, you know, get it together for money, for stability, and focus on that. Because you're going to see changes. I believe that Libra's partners will have huge changes. Some good, some bad, but changes. And I think that's how the South Node is going to express. That is my spiritual feeling. That is how I feel the astrology will express. But especially every time I say it, I get mad physical confirmation on it. But everything's going to change. It's just you're at the precipice. And it's always going to be good. It's always going to be good. Doesn't always feel good, but it's going to be good. Some people might come apart to come back together. Let's get Colette Baron Reed, the Enchanted Map Oracle. And then we're on to Aquarius. What did I say? Like, give you, like, rest. Because things are going to change. Okay. When I say rest, what I mean is be gentle with yourself. Look how cute that card is. Heal the ouch. Oh yeah, I'm not reading that without glasses. This is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, soul, and mind, as this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life now. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be successful in developing your natural capacity to restore to others wellness. However, the message may be that you're being called to change. Perhaps you'll switch to, or perhaps you'll pay attention more and be conscious of your footprint on the sacred earth and all that you commit to. The Heal the Ouch card may also be an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. do what you can do. Venus is going to be squaring your placements, Libra. You are run by Venus. As soon as Venus is done with Gemini, it's going to be a few weeks. Take the opportunity to do what you can do to make everything as healing and comfortable. Here's the thing. The more comfortable you make your life right now, environmentally, with the people in it, even having healthy go-tos for if you're feeling triggered or whatnot, when that South Node comes along, you won't go backwards into the more unhealthy options if you are prepared with your own comfort zone, your own sanctuary. Like, as much as you can, make your life a sanctuary and be gentle with yourself right now. I can't say that enough. Okay. We are on Aquarius. Let's use the Fountain Tarot. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I was drained a little bit this past week. That Libra moon and then the, hey, Charlie, the Kazemi that happened, it happens like Mars is squaring my moon and my Chiron because those are conjunct. And then that Kazemi was also affecting all of my Aries energy, which always kind of involves Chiron. So this week was like a lot. And I was busy, which I'm always grateful for. Which is why I'm giving away things and not doing the 30 minutes. Because it would not be fair. I would not be all here. And I have lots of readings tomorrow. Okay. We have the Strength card coming after the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So, Aquarius. When we get the Page of Pentacles in reverse, it can mean a few things. One of the things that it can mean is that, you know, a page is a messenger that, you know, we got this. If you haven't watched, if you're sitting here watching Aquarius or 11th house placements, let me tell you something. The whole entire reading for Aquarius, the big reading for April, was starting out the Page of Pentacles. Like, something was offered to you that couldn't have been delivered on. Somebody came to you with a message of, look how stable I'm going to make your life, or look how great this is going to be, or like, I'm everything that you need, and they can't deliver. It's just a reiteration. Please go watch that Aquarius video. So we have, you know, the hills are alive, singing in the mountains, Page of Pentacles. It's in the reverse. This, whoever was singing their own praises, was promised you, like, I am the yin to your yang. This is what, you know, you have so much going on, but I got what you need. All I keep hearing is that we got what you're looking for. And it's coming with the Strength card. I just kind of want to say, go read that, go watch that Aquarius reading. There is a strength, and this Strength card is incredible. There is a strength that is needed to accept somebody, not only how they are, instead of how they present themselves to be out of insecurities or whatever, but a strength to, how do you be patient when you have had the realization that this is not a bad person, but they they write checks with their mouth that their ass can't cash in one way or another. But the other thing is they think they can. So you can have the love and humanity and the non-judgments and everything that Aquarians are so fucking awesome for. To accept them as they are, to meet them where they're at. The problem is that they don't meet themselves where they're really at. And so there is strength needed. And I hope that this person does have whatever kind of ego death or whatever is needed so they can just rejoice in who they are. Meet themselves at the moment. So like you are willing and able to meet them at the moment, but they're not willing to meet themselves at the moment, if that makes sense. What is the Kazini? Oh, it's when the sun is conjunct or like sandwiched. Well, you know what? We'll talk about that Sunday. Join Connie, Joe, and I on Sunday for the live about the progressed moon. And I promise you we will talk about it at the end, and then I can just zoop it off the edited video. Aquarians and 11th house placements, you're going to need strength for a little while because until this person knows themselves, it's going to feel like, I'm happy to meet you where you're at. If you could just meet you where you're at. Also, like, there's a humility that's needed in them that they don't have right now. It doesn't mean they can't get there, but you are going to need strength. It's almost like it's the one set of footprints and you are carrying both of you through this. If you decide that you want to do that. Now, Aquarians are not about the bullshit and they're not about the drama. But please go watch the Aquarius video because I talk about how Aquarius is so solution driven. They sometimes attract people in that didn't have parents that would find solutions, or they didn't feel like people made efforts for them in childhood. And so finding somebody who's always right there with the solution feels like love. And while Aquarians really don't like anything fake, no fakery, please. That's what Juan is saying in the chat. They're not about the bullshit. They're not about the drama. They're not about pretending anything. They can sometimes inadvertently attract in people who are attracted to their ability to find solution without judgment. So if that feels like somebody is willing to put in effort for you, they might constantly have issues, and then you can constantly solve them, and then they constantly feel reassured that they are worth the effort. Please go watch that Aquarian reading. I know I keep saying that. Let's get you an oracle card, and then we're going to move on to Cancer placements. What oracle card? I almost feel like we need... Let's do Vintage Journey of the Divine Connection. The minute you start putting your focus elsewhere, they'll run to you. And spend time with people who get you. And then I'm going to take one of these. What's her name? I want to call her Angela Darling, but I'm pretty sure that's the mom's name in Peter Pan. Angela Heartgreat? No, it's not that. I'll find it. Okay. Lavish the one you love. You're gonna have to. Aquarius, I feel like this is a love connection. I know that this isn't like all flowers and puppies and unicorns, Aquarius, but this is the most, absolutely, this is like, feels like a love reading. This could be somebody this could be marriage, or this could be a situationship, but it is somebody who has a hard time with clocking where they're actually at. Like always having a problem along with a false sense of perfectionism. That's what I'm picking up. You're going to know in the next 2 months whether you're going to give it space or whether you're just going to keep meeting them where they're at and pouring love on the situation. All right, let's do Cancer. And then I'm going to see how I feel Sunday. I'm not going to promise. And it's going to depend on how long that progressed moon video is. But I might do Virgo and Taurus. Sorry, Virgo. Virgo on Sunday. And then do Taurus and Sagittarius, and then finish next week, be done. Woo! Cancer. The Hangman came out in reverse in the Ten of Wands. It's time. Who are you carrying, Cancers? Who are you carrying? This is a labor of love. This is a labor of love, this Ten of Wands card. Look how pretty it looks. It is time. Cancer and 4th house placements. Who are you carrying their birth? Who are you doing emotional labor? Possibly just like labor. This is a card of ontology, if ever there was one. Who have you been making space for, Cancer? Who have you been making excuses for? Because the thing about an awakened Cancer is that they're less likely to take the bullshit, oh, you're so sensitive, you're just too sensitive. They're kind of off that path once a Cancer has had any kind of spiritual awakening. If you're here, you're probably in or had quite a few. Hi, Betty. Uh-oh, I think Betty is watching when Nikki was there, which means she's going to miss the... That's what I mean about always make sure you're catching up. Somebody tell Betty in the comments, see if you can catch her and see if she's all caught up, because if she's saying he's so cute, I assume she means Nikki. So Cancer, this is somebody that you may have made excuses. This is somebody you love, because you don't do all this for somebody you don't love, Cancer. Cancers are ride or dies. It's funny because I just had this conversation today with Connie Joe about something, and she's like, wow. Because I was like, I don't know that I care as much. Like, it is what it is. When a Cancer gets to it is what it is, it's probably going to do not resuscitate. You're almost there. But it's time for you to be there, Cancer. Who have you made repeated excuses for? Well, they were going through this. Yeah, I know that wasn't nice. And normally I wouldn't take that from anyone else. If you are saying out loud to anyone else, I would know. I would never take that off anyone else. But you know they're going through this. But you know they were there for me when I needed this. But now it's been so much. It doesn't mean you have to get rid of this person. It doesn't mean that you have to throw them out. They are not disposable, right? It just means it's time to address what excuses you've been making for them and ask them, have a conversation with them. And listen, Mars is in Cancer right now, people. It's easy to do with people that you're like, I am not taking that shit off of you. Sure. Right? But this is about somebody who, that's not normally how the conversation goes, where there's different rules for them because you let them under the crab shell. That is what no boundaries looks like. When we confuse unconditional love with no boundaries. It's time. It's time to change that. Oof. Let's get an oracle card. I would say it's appropriate to take a shadow work card. This cat pushed everything. Okay, there we go. Look how tiny those words are. That's crazy. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like the design disappears because of the light. Hold on. There we go. There it is. Speak truth. What did I just say? Your soul, heart, and body are always trying to communicate with you. Maybe you find yourself mysteriously drawn to a subject, platform, art form, or genre. Maybe you realize you are buying everything of the same color you see. All of these things, whether small or large, are our heart's longing. An ember of truth trying to light within us. In order to nurture that flame, we must breathe it into life, embody it, speak it, embrace it. Tap into your truth in any way that you feel called and give it power by naming it. It is time to have the conversation. it's time to have the conversation with the person that you've been making excuses for their behavior, or how uneven the dichotomy is between the two of you. Name it. Say like, I love you. I don't need this to be the end, but I need it to be the end of the way that we're exchanging right now, because it can't continue like this. You're going to have to name it. And in truth, sometimes Cancers are better venting to another friend than they can get caught in the gossip trail a little bit, because it's easier for them to be emotional and vent. Sometimes they're afraid of their emotions if they try to confront. They're not terrible at confrontation. It's just that sometimes when it builds in your head, or it builds in your emotions, and you don't want that part coming out, then, you know, the conflict is somewhat avoided, or it's dramatized, or you're going to complain to another friend about it. Not all Cancer placements, but some. Let's move on to Scorpio. But before we do, let's give away another reading. Yay! This is going to be for a half an hour reading. Everybody take a breath. Get with my energy. You have to go in the hamster wheel with me. Let me think of what color I'm gonna grab. Okay. Got it. Everybody start guessing a color, and this is for a 30-minute reading. Hopefully everybody's caught up. And if you won anything in the last month, please let somebody else win. And if you won something in the last one, Kirsten. Kirsten. You won. So Kirsten, you can email me. All of my links, all of everything is in the description box. So you can go to my website and just go scroll all the way down to the bottom is the contact. Okay. Let's do Scorpios. Scorpios. How you doing? One more eclipse. One more. You can do it. I'm just curious too, because I want to see how many people stay when all the giveaways or all the free questions are done. Okay. 3 cards came out, Scorpio. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now listen, is that not the most Scorpio looking Wheel of Fortune? I don't mind the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I really don't. Because you have in the Wheel of Fortune, one of the things that the Wheel of Fortune tells us is that we can turn it. We are the momentum that turns that Wheel of Fortune. We also have the Magician, which means there's already a chance to you already have things in the works. There's already momentum in something. There's also a Page of Cups. You either owe somebody an apology or somebody owes you an apology. Oh, I love you guys right back. Stella, you won something the first time in the first reading. Hey, DeRay. You either owe somebody an apology or somebody owes you an apology. This is all very much in the works. It feels real dark right now. It feels like it feels really hopeless. I'm just going to ask for Scorpio's sake, are we getting alien? If you're going to drive in 5 hours, oh my goodness, go to sleep. Thank you, though. Hi, Kate. Is this apology, if it's owed to Scorpio, are they ever going to see this apology? Yes. Is it going to be in the next 3 months? Are they going to get that apology in the next 6 months? Okay. Scorpio, somebody owes you an apology. You know it. They know it. I don't, oh man. Don't wait on this apology. You've already got other things happening in the works. Things are going to be drastically different for you this time next year. Scorpio, drastically different. You're going to get an apology, an acknowledgement out of this person before 6 months is up. However, it's not going to be the apology you deserve. It's going to be a small acknowledgement, a small apology. I'm telling you, you already have so much momentum for other things to happen. And a year from now, everything is going to be drastically different for you. There's twofold to this. And for some of you, for a lot of you, I feel like it's both. Somebody owes you an apology and you are annoyed at them, kind of over them, but it still annoys you. Like they can fuck off and die kind of. But you're still, you might not be attached to the person, but you're doing that Scorpio deep dive into your own psychology of why the betrayal. You may be a little stuck in that and realizing there's another person that maybe deserves an apology from you for something. Maybe not a full apology, but just an acknowledgement. There's some kind of whirlwind or vortex I see you getting like sucked into. And when that happened, it was like tunnel vision for this vortex. That's just going to come to you. Seriously, you're going to be like in the shower, on the way to work, doing the dumbest thing ever, like the most mundane thing ever. And all of a sudden you're going to realize like, oh, that person was trying to be helpful, or oh, that person actually probably maybe had my back, but I couldn't even see straight. I don't think you owe them a huge apology, but there's just someone there that needs some kind of little acknowledgement or something from when you got like somebody or something. Just, this was a big thing. It was a big thing. It was a big upset. You know, Uranus has been on the other side of your seesaw. There is still a change coming. I think it just feels dark now. Within 6 months, there's going to be an epiphany. But in a year from now, all I can just keep, I promise you, Scorpios, everything is gonna look different. Yeah. Okay. Like they knew I was reading for Scorpio. Well, the guides do know I'm reading for Scorpio. Just, you know, that's how this all works. Energy exists. Okay. Now I gotta find this. Okay. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing, transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. You are not who you were a year ago or who you will soon be. You are between, are merging, half risen, half fallen. Keep doing the work. You are transforming in great transformation. You will look back at this time with awe. So much is happening in your inner world and within your cells. It's time to release old ways of being that have kept you in fight or flight freeze mode. To choose a new way of being where trauma is not the driving force. Wow. Old childhood patterns are rising up to be healed as you allow yourself to observe them and feel them without attachment. They loosen their grip and fall away. You are being called to find a new way to self-soothe. Well, Scorpio. That was definitely your card. The fight or flight thing, I felt that through my whole body when I read it. And it feels like you may be in a little bit of that because this vortex pulled you in. It's all going to be different in a year. And I fully agree with, like, it feels like half risen, half fallen. Okay. We're on Pisces and we are done. Mystical Dream Tarot. Okay, so we have Page of Cups, another apology card for Pisces. Also, this is an offer of love. For this deck especially, there is a little bit enlightenment. This could be somebody new. Hey, I'm Ringo. Happy you found us. Hi, Connie. Do you see like the enlightenment and the, also we have a lot going on in the sacral chakra here. This might be Pisces. This is somebody who might come in and you feel a little knocked off your feet by them. You feel all of a sudden a little awakening in the sacral area. Also Pisces placements, 12th house placements. It could stir up. Were they just flirting? Was that flirting? Was that person flirting with me? I feel the warm tingle. I feel like that whole, and it's so subtle, but yet it doesn't feel subtle internally. This immediately comes with anxiety. What if I read them wrong? For some of you, you're already in a relationship and the flirting is uncomfortable, but also still warm and tingly, more uncomfortable. This is 12th house, Pisces. This feels good, and also I don't know what to do with it. And I want to trust it, and I can't. I'm going to grab a third card because this is overly ambiguous. Mercury is in shadow. It'll be in full retrograde soon. Pisces, I think you're going to fall the first victim of hearing from an old childhood sweetheart. And it's going to give you a reaction that you don't want. I'm just being honest. It's going to give you a reaction that you don't want. This is going to, I feel like, come in and get resolved quickly, one way or the other. We're gonna take Oracle of the Mystical Moments. Secrets. Okay. So with this kind of attention or whatever comes some kind of unease. Like it again, it makes you tingle. It reminds you of a certain time. It gives you butterflies, but you kind of feel like, I don't want butterflies for this. Was that flirting? Let me read this card. And the card is called Secrets. There's something here that you don't want to explore, but what's going to happen is what's going to be brought up for you. We might be experiencing a little, and also this could be the Cancer and Mars talking to both Scorpio and Pisces, but and then Venus will be going into Cancer, which will definitely talk to both Scorpio placements and Pisces placements. This also feels a little fight or flight. Gotta tell you. Like, why is this? I don't want it to make it feel this way. Why is this making me feel this way? Secrets. Magic, mystery, hidden thoughts. A girl on a stool is tall enough to reach the moon, holds a ring of keys in her hand. One of them will fit in the keyhole on the moon's surface. This card tells us about personal secrets, hidden thoughts, and ideas one keeps in their mind. Nobody is able to look inside your head unless you invite them to. You have the power to decide how much of your thoughts you want to share with others. That's what it is. Quite honestly, this person makes you feel a little exposed, like you have a little less autonomy than you would prefer to have. I'm feeling it for you now. Oh, the butterflies. I can't say it enough. The butterflies. Something in this interaction that's coming up. I would say this is gonna happen in the next couple of weeks. Is gonna bring up something uncomfortable so that maybe you can put it to rest. But you might feel a little exposed. And then what you're supposed to question is, exposed to what? What's the real, other than feeling like I would rather have no one know that, what is the other consequence to being exposed about this? Because I don't think it's as bad as you have it in your head. Or what you feel the judgment might be towards you. if this was, if, you know, and God, 12th house placements and Pisces placements, you need that kind of womb-like privacy at times for all of those thoughts and feelings. But this is something that's going to get help to be processed. It's overdue to be processed as you feel exposed from this interaction, and I don't think you see it coming. My lovely, lovely community, most of you stuck through, even though there were no more prizes left. Everybody that won, please email me. I hope to see you Sunday with Connie, Joe, and I for the Progressed Moon and Final Part 3. And I'll be doing Capricorn and Gemini tomorrow. Tomorrow's busy. And I will see you all here. If not sooner, then I'll see you next Friday. Thank you for being an amazing part of this community. I adore all of you, and I will talk to you soon. All the links, if you want a reading, all the links are in the description. It's just easy. It's just SuzzyEvolutionary.com. Oh my God, 3:30 in the morning over there. Okay, everybody get some sleep.